All right, welcome to your first video in chemistry, the flip video. It is on safety rules. I will try to keep this very short and sweet. If my dogs bark, just ignore it. What I want you to do in this video is if I underline anything, circle anything, highlight anything, I want you to write it down on a notes, bring it to class. If you have any questions about safety, you can bring them to class also. So let's get started. All right. We talked about this in class, but you must protect your eyes. So what I want you to write down first is protect your eyes, okay? You must wear the appropriate eye protection, and that is your goggles. So if you wear contact lenses, please let me know, because sometimes if you get a chemical in there, it can melt your contacts. Okay, so next one is wearing appropriate protective clothing. We do have lab aprons in our chemistry room. We don't usually wear them unless we're working with acids or something that's going to burn us. So just make sure if you really want one, ask. Okay, loose clothing. If you wear, like in the wintertime, if you're wearing very loose long sleeve shirts, I'm going to ask you to roll them up, especially if we're around flames. Don't want anybody catching on fire. Okay. This is really important. I will not let you in the lab if you do not have closed-toed shoes. So you wear the appropriate shoes, okay? Most of you guys wear flip-flops or chaclas, I guess is what some of you guys call them. Please make sure that your toes are covered at all times. Protect your feet, okay? Why do we do this? If something gets broken, we can cut off a toe. It literally has happened before in the past. Not in my class, but in the past in other labs. So please make sure that you have some shoes with you, or if you need some from your gym class that you can, or your gym locker, you can go get them. All right. And I will try to warn you ahead of time when a lab is coming up. So we'll do that. All right. Guys, ladies, please don't put any cosmetics on. We already talked about eating and drinking in the lab. These activities are ways at which you can accidentally ingest harmful chemicals. Believe it or not, some of them can be absorbed through your skin and your cosmetics, especially your eyes. Again, your eyes are very sensitive. Putting on lipstick, you don't need it in my lab, okay? So do not drink or eat in the lab, okay? All right. All right, so we're going to take a look at this picture, okay? And this one. You don't want to be like these guys. Don't taste any chemicals, please. Don't even if we have food in the lab, unless you're told to taste it, do not taste any chemicals. And food, if we use like M&Ms in the lab, and I haven't told you to taste them or anything like that, do not taste them. They may be contaminated. Okay. All right, this is very, very, very important because a lot of kids miss this. Always go from large containers to small ones, okay? It avoids getting, trying to go, using too much chemical, basically, okay? All right, I know this is a test question eventually, especially when we get to acids, so please always add your acid to the water. Why? Because it gets very, very hot otherwise, and it can melt your a plastic container. It can break the glass if it's not heat resistant. When you work with volatile chemicals under a fume hood, like we did today with the gummy bear, the flaming gummy bear, we do that just to keep us from dying. Okay. Very important when we do labs, check your glassware. Okay, if you see a crack or any kind of starring, anything you question, please bring it to my attention. If we have any flames and you put a cracked glass on a flame, it's going to shatter. Heating test tubes at an angle. You noticed that I did this today, okay, with the gummy bear. When we did the gummy bear, I didn't have it pointing towards anybody or even the glass, okay? And that's the reason why it can pop, it can break things, chemicals can fall out. We don't want to have any projectiles. Handle glass with gloves or beaker tongs. Okay, I'm going to highlight this one because I have had kids touch this glass. Think about it. Can you tell if glass is hot or cold? Not just by visuals. So you want to always put tongs or Sometimes we have gloves. Just make sure you have some kind of safe, especially when we're working around heat. Okay. First light the match, then turn on the gas. Okay. Do not smell any chemicals directly. I'm going to highlight that one. I've had some kids do this also, and especially with ammonia. If I have ammonia out there, it'll burn your nose. Smell the chemicals, you're going to waft. So I'm going to add that word right here, waft. I think it's waft. That's how I'm going to spell it. Anyway, use your hands and push the chemical towards you with your hand, kind of like a fan motion. Okay, it's like a fan. So like fanning. I'll also put that fanning. Okay, so just make sure you fan towards your nose. All right, do not put any pipettes in your mouth. I don't think we use any of these, so I'm going to just go ahead with that. But if we ever do, do not put them in your mouth. All right, wash your hands with soap and water before leaving. We talked about that one. And I'm going to add on here, must wear goggles until your hands, oh, hold on, what is going on here? Okay, that's a Y, your hands are dry and clean. Okay, dry and clean. Even if you're wearing gloves, okay, because you take those gloves off, and even after you take the gloves off, you may want to wash your hands as well. Know the hazards of the materials being used, okay? If you have any questions, MDS sheets, MDS sheets, they just changed it a few years ago, and I keep forgetting to call it that. If you have any questions, ask. It should also be on your lab sheets, okay? Tie back loose hair. Girls, bring something to tie back your hair. Gentlemen, if you have very long hair, please, please, please tie back your hair, because burning hair really stinks. Okay, know where the safety equipment is. We should have gone over this in class, so you should know where all of our fire extinguishers, safety showers, and emergency exits are. Carry out only the experiments assigned by the teacher. Never remove chemicals from the laboratory. Okay. Never work alone in the lab. That is why you're going to have lab partners. That's why you're going to have unit buddies. Okay. Remember that the lab is a place of serious work. Okay. Demonstrate safe behavior. Obey all safety instructions. Please let me know if anything happens. Clean up spills immediately if you know how. If not, ask. Okay. Before leaving the lab, okay, here's the thing that most people forget. Before leaving the lab, and I borrowed this from somebody else. We're going to cross that out and put Lassiter. Miss Lassiter's pet peeve also. Miss Heller was nice enough to loan us this video. I don't know who she is, but hey. Return equipment and chemicals to their proper place at all times. Okay. Be sure to replace the lids on all containers. And return, just ignore Miss Heller. Okay. How to dispose of waste, I will tell you. Okay. Report any accidents, unsafe conditions immediately. Okay. If you get cut, if you drop something, if you break something, if somebody is doing something unsafe, please let me know immediately. Okay. And I believe that's it. I tried to keep this very short. It is 9 minutes. I apologize. I said I was going to try to keep it at 7, and I did go fast. If you need to pause, rewind, please do so. Remember, you can stop me at any time, okay? And I'll see you in class with your notes. Please write down anything that I highlighted, underlined, or wrote down.